The Midwest has a way of hiding things. It's the vastness of the fields, the gray of the winter sky, and the silence of towns where everyone knows your name and your secrets. In Delphi, Indiana, the Monon High Bridge was a place for teenagers to escape. It was a relic of the industrial past, towering 60 feet above Deer Creek. It was beautiful. It was precarious. And on February 13th, 2017, it became a trap. We've all seen the photo, a man, head down, hands in his pockets, walking with a purposeful stride across the wooden slats. He looks like a ghost captured in amber. But this wasn't a ghost. He was very much alive, and just a few feet away, two girls were watching him. One of them was holding a phone, and what she captured would haunt the world for nearly a decade. Abigail Williams and Libby German were typical 13 and 14-year-olds. They were best friends, the kind who shared a secret language of inside jokes and social media posts. That Monday was a snow day from school, a gift of freedom. They were dropped off at the trail at 1:35 p.m. The plan was simple: a hike, some photos, and a ride home later that afternoon. At 2:07 p.m., Libby posted a photo of Abby on Snapchat. Abby is walking across the bridge, looking back, the sun hitting the trees behind her. It is the last moment of peace. When their ride arrived at 3:15 p.m., the girls weren't there. Cell phone pings went unanswered. By sunset, the woods were crawling with flashlights. The town of Delphi held its breath. They thought the girls had simply lost their way, or perhaps twisted an ankle in the ravine. The truth, found the next morning, was something the town wasn't prepared for. When investigators found the bodies on the morning of the 14th, they found something else: Libby's phone. Most teenagers would have dropped the phone or tucked it away in terror, but Libby German had a presence of mind that borders on the heroic. She had sensed a creep factor in the man approaching them on the bridge. She didn't just run, she recorded. Those 3 words, "Down the hill." It's a voice that sounds disturbingly ordinary. It's not the growl of a movie monster. It's the voice of a neighbor, a father, a coworker. It was the voice of a man who believed he was invisible in the woods of Indiana. For years, the police played that clip. They showed the grainy video of him walking. They released sketches, 2 of them confusingly different. One showed an older man with a goatee, the other a much younger man with curly hair. The mystery wasn't that they didn't have evidence. The mystery was that they had his face, his voice, and his stride. And yet, he vanished into thin air. As months turned into years, the Delphi case became a digital obsession. Thousands of internet sleuths began to tear the case apart. Was it a local? Was it a drifter? Theories began to swirl around a dark corner of the internet. A fake social media profile named Anthony_Shots, used to solicit young girls, became a primary lead. The man behind that profile was linked to the area, but the DNA didn't match. The investigation felt like it was drowning in its own data. But while the world looked at the Anthony_Shots lead, the real killer was hiding in plain sight. He wasn't a dark web mastermind. He was a man who lived in Delphi. He worked at the local CVS pharmacy. He even processed photos for the search parties. He was a man who had actually spoken to the police on the day of the murders, admitting he was at the bridge. And somehow his statement was misfiled, lost in a mountain of paperwork for 5 long years. In 2022, a fresh set of eyes went back to the very beginning. They found the 2017 interview with a man named Richard Allen. When they searched his home, they found a .40 caliber pistol. But the real forensic lightning bolt came from the dirt at the crime scene. Between the bodies of Abby and Libby, investigators had found an unspent round, a bullet that had been cycled through a gun but not fired. Forensic ballistics is like a fingerprint. When a bullet is chambered in a gun, The metal mechanism leaves microscopic scratches on the casing. The marks on the bullet found in the dirt matched Richard Allen's gun perfectly. The shadow on the bridge finally had a name. The arrest of Richard Allen didn't end the mystery, it only deepened the questions. The defense argued that the Bridgeman video was too blurry to identify anyone. They pointed toward Odinism, a pagan cult theory, suggesting a ritualistic sacrifice. But for the families and for the town of Delphi, the focus remained on that 43-second video. Think about what it took for a 14-year-old girl to hold her phone steady while a stranger led her down the hill. She knew something was wrong. She knew she might not make it out. She left us a breadcrumb trail. This case isn't just about a murder. It's about the intersection of modern technology and ancient evil. It's about a digital ghost that was captured on a phone, haunting the internet until the physical world finally caught up. Today, the Monon High Bridge has been renovated. It's safer now. There are cameras. There are people walking their dogs. But the air still feels different there. We often talk about true crime as entertainment. We analyze the clues and debate the suspects. But we must never forget the cost. 2 lives were stolen for no reason other than a monster wanted to feel powerful for an afternoon. Abby and Libby didn't just become victims. They became the reason why we look closer, why we pay attention. They proved that even in the darkest woods, a small light, the glow of a cell phone screen, can eventually burn down a kingdom of lies. The man on the bridge thought he had walked into the shadows. He didn't realize that Libby German had already turned on the lights.